Welcome everyone to this lesson 6, and we're gonna talk about rep routing for IPv6. This is what this lesson is going to be. This class has us to configure rip version 6 with IPv6, and it's important to remember the commands. They're all in the slides I will provide. And also make sure you have the packet tracer file that's in the Discord. Further ado, let's go. So the first thing we're going to do is enable all interfaces. And we see that the devices are not turned on, so we're going to turn these on. That's the first step we're going to do, turn all the devices on. The next step will be to configure all our IP addresses on each endpoint. So we turn it on like this, we turn the power button right here, and it's on. From here, we're going into the CLI, and we're just going to skip this for right now. We type enable config t, and then we're going to look, okay, which interfaces are we running at? So we're going to check for R0, and R0 has, let's see, I'm not sure which this is, let me say gigabit 00. So from here, we're going to basically enable that interface. So we do interface gigabit Ethernet 000, and we do enable, or no shutdown, sorry, no shutdown. No shutdown. There we go. Now our interface goes up. And then we're going to set the IP address. And to do that, we use the following command. Oh, I'm sorry about that. IPv6. Before we're gonna do that, before we're gonna configure the IP address, we type in IPv6 unicast routing. This will enable IPv6 routing on the Cisco router. Then we go back to our interface with arrows up, and then we type IPv6 address, and then we type 202 semicolon 2/64, and then we type exit. And since we also want to configure the other interfaces, so for SE010, we're going to do that as well. So we're going back to interface, but then to serial interface, serial, and then we do 000. I believe 00, right? Oh, it's 10. My bad. Just make sure to double check your interface, guys. From here, we're going to do the same command and type in a different IP address, of course. And this is going to be 1/64. Okay, if you have done that, you can exit out of this. And then we will do the other one on the top. And then we will see it's 011. So we do arrow up. And then we do IPv6 1 1. There we go. Exit. Don't forget to do no shutdown on both these interfaces, guys, because that means they're up and working fully. No shutdown. There we go. There we go. And since we have configured this one, you can also configure this PC. So we're going to desktop, then we go into IPv4, and then we're going to manually enter the IPv6 address. And now we do the /64, and we're going to enter the gateway. Very important, guys. Okay, we have configured this side. Now we'll configure this side, and it's basically the same process, guys. We do enable config. Oh, don't forget the command again, guys. IPv6 unicast routing don't forget config T, guys. Regular terminal. Now we say IPv6 unicast routing. And from here we type enable. Not enable, I mean, we're going to try this interface now. It's a serial. Have to check real quick. Do serial 00. Now we do serial interface serial 0 is 1 1. If I'm correct. 0 1. So it's not that one. We need this one, guys. Zero 1 1. So that was correct. No shutdown. And then we are going to set our IP address. So we do IPv6 address 192.168.2. Not 2. Sorry, that's IPv6. 192.2.2, and now we do the setnet mask. There you go. And we do exit. And now we're going to look at the other interface. And then we do the exact same thing, but then with a 3. And a 2 right here. And we type no shutdown. Make sure our interface are up. Then we're going to do the last one. And if I believe correctly, that's the gigabit 00. So we do exit interface gigabit 000. No shutdown. And then we do IPv6 address, and we type the correct address in again. One flex 64. There we go. But since that's the client address, we're gonna make it 2. Remember, guys. Okay, since we have configured that one, we can configure for the client for the client right here our IP address. And we're gonna do that right now. Make sure this is correct. This is for IPv6, guys. Remember, always do it to the right one. 364, and then we do the default gateway with set 2. Okay, And then we're going to configure the last computer in our network, or last router and computer. We're going into the CLI. Make sure we bypass all this stuff. Enable config T, and then we enter the IPv6 unicast routing. Then we're going to configure the interfaces. So interface. We have to make sure we're doing this correctly. So double check if it's 000. Okay. 011. Just to double check if I'm not doing it wrong. Okay. No shutdown. Now our interface goes up. It's great. From here we type the IP address again, which is IPv6 address, and then we type the 112/64. There you go. Now we're gonna make sure this one is the other. Is probably the other one. We have 10 now. It says it's up, so we need to do the other one, which is 11. Wait, give me a sec. 11 is up. That's also where it's connected to, right? Okay. So then we do this one on this side, serial 01. So we do interface exit interface Ava 0. Oh, not it, not pass interface, serial 010. And from here we basically do no shutdown. Bring the interface up, and we're gonna set our IPv6 address. IPv6 address, and we're gonna set it as 133.1/64. Exit. Okay, let's see if we can ping one of the devices. So let's say ping the one. It gives us a timeout. Why is that? Well, that's generally because we didn't config. It cannot reach that endpoint, so we have to try the other one first, which is 1. And it can also reach that one. That's because we don't have the frame relay enabled, guys. Make sure you set your frame your frame timings right here. So the block and timings basically. We should have covered that in lesson 3 if I believe correctly. Sure, let's refer back to the lesson, guys. Let's see what we have learned so far. So we're going back to the lesson right now. And I believe it was lesson 3, if I'm correct. No, it's lesson 4, I believe. Let's see. Lesson 4. Yes, it's this lesson, probably. Well then, guys, I'm checking it right now. Well, it's lesson 2, definitely. Got to lesson 2 now. On lesson 2. But it's lesson 3, I mean lesson 2. It's this one. Clock rate, that's the command we were looking for. That we do, we go back to our interfaces. So let's do R0 first. So we do exit, interface 0, clock rate. In this case, we will do 9600. If we can type clock rate correctly. With the space in between, of course. Oh, clock rate. There we go. And then we will also do it on the other interface. So we're going back to interface 1.1, and we basically use the command. Then we are going to do this side on R1 and use the same command. Exit. Oh wait. Interface serial 010. Clock rate 9600. Use a space in there. Okay, exit. Clock rate. Interface 1.1. 1.1. Clock rate. Okay, exit. We got that covered. And we will do this one now. This R2. So we do the same thing again. Enable, config B, config C, and then we do clock rate or SP interface, interface serial 010, clock rate 9600, exit, and we do it with the other one as well. Clock rate 9600. Okay, and we're gonna try this other thing again. Exit, thing 1.1.1.1. And of course it doesn't work because of this. There we go. Why does it do that? Come on. Thing 1.1.1.1. Let's see if we can see the interfaces, what they're up to. Success rate is 0%. Oh, something went wrong, guys. It didn't apply the interface, I believe, so that's why it didn't work. 0.0.0.1. So enable config T, and then we're gonna set the IP address again. So interface serial 0/0. I think it's 111, right? Double checking. 0/0/1. Yeah, that's correct. And from here, we're going to basically say IPv6. I believe it's still in history. No, it's not in history. IPv6. It doesn't remember a lot of commands. That's not very useful. IP6 interface 101 2/64, I believe. IPv6 interface 11/6/64 enter. That's right. What's going on? IPv6 interface. Not sure why it's not doing what I wanted to do. Address 1/2/64. Oh, that's why it didn't work. IPv6. There you go. And let's see if it did apply now. It did, which is great. So see if we can ping to the other host now. 1/1/1/1/64. No slash. Ping. Private confirmation mode is ping 1/1. Double dot 1. Success rate is 100%. This means our triangle is fully working. Let's try the other interfaces as well, just to double check. 3, 100%, 100%. Okay, let's try the other side. From there works, Let's see this side. Enable, ping 10 or 1002.1. Success rate 100%. And then try 3.1. Success 100%, which is great. And then we also will do it on this side. We already tested these two, so it should be all right. The last thing we want to do is configure this one. Make sure it's configured correctly, guys, like with the default gateway enabled, because that's what we need to be able to route packets over the network. So we're gonna do IPv6 2.1.1. Yeah, that's not going to work. Apparently, we used identical IP addresses right there. Oh, there's 2001. Okay, that should be fine. 1. Kevin Seymour, thank you for joining me in the stream. I appreciate that. And then we are going to put the default gateway in there. Okay. Then we can do the no interface shutdown. I mean, just gonna cheat. No, I'm not gonna cheat. Enable OPT. Let's see what interface we used. We give it 00. And we do interface gig 00/0. And we do enable. Oh, no shutdown. No shutdown. Remember, guys, always no shutdown. Okay. Now, since we got the triangle and the IP addresses all set up, it's important that you also follow the following steps on the routers, because the lines are configured, the IP addresses are configured. The next step we're gonna do is set up the routing, the rep routing between these hosts. Okay, let's see. Look at my notes right here. I believe need lesson 5. Where's lesson 5? Yeah, open it separately. Oh, there it is, lesson 5. So to enable that, we just use a few commands. We do. Apparently, you have to set up per interface, which is important. So let's start with R0 since that's our finished router. And we're going to set the interfaces. So try the serial, okay? And we do IPv6 rep name enable. We give it like, there we go, like that. Maybe that makes more sense. And then we do the same with the other ones. Let's give it a 2 and a 3. And we have to do the other interface as well, guys. Remember how we do exit interface. There was serial, but then we do 00 or 1010, and we do 2. There you go. And I think we also need it for the other interface right here on this side, which is 000. So we do exit. That's the gigabit Ethernet 000. There you go. And we type the same command, but we use 3. I mean, I'm not sure if we used the same one in this case, but we're just gonna test if it works. Otherwise, we're gonna change it around, guys. I hope everyone is still enjoying the stream. Hello, Kiri Blood Rose. Welcome to the stream, my friend. We're currently working on Cisco networking. I've seen that on many streams on Cisco networking, so that's what I'm doing them. And also to help new guys getting into IT. And we're just going to experience this together. So if you haven't yet, definitely give a follow if you want. So you never miss any great videos or like streams from me. Let's see if that is enough. Let's try R1. I believe we could just copy the commands. That would be brilliant. So we do enable OPT, and let's see how that works. I don't think it matters that rep 4, I believe. Enable. Exit. Then we do the 0, 0. I'm gonna enable rip on 5. And then we're going to go to the gigabit Ethernet. Exit. Gigabit Ethernet interface. Gigabit Ethernet. Gigabit. Gigabit. There we go. 0, 0, 0. If I'm correct, just have to check. 0, 0. Okay, that's correct. Always double check your where it goes. Very important. Especially if you're doing this in a live environment. Now we type IPv6. I mean, maybe you have the command right here. So let's see if you can route now. I don't think so, but you'll have to enter the same name for everyone. Yeah, that doesn't seem to work. Oh, that is not going to work. Of course, you need to the ping function uses IPv4, so you have to use the terminal to actually test if it's working. So first ping our own IP address to just check if the interface is up. Seems to be working. Then we're going one step further. It's 2. It works. Then we're going to 1, 2, 1, which also works. And now we're going to 2, 2, which is not working, guys. As you can see, it times out. That means the rep routing is not configured correctly. So let's see if we can fix it right now. So we're going back to R0. We're just going to set them up with the same name. Maybe that works better. Let's set them all to 1. Too many rip processes. Oh my god. Let's see. You guys are still enjoying it. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will try to answer as best as I can to my abilities. Can you clear the rip table? I want to do that. How do I clear the rip table? Clear IPv6 rip route. Clear rip route. No, that clearly doesn't work. Exit. Clear IPv6 rip route. Why is that not working? Clear IPv6 rip route. No, that's not work. Nope. We can try to do it on interface level. Nope. The clear command clearly doesn't work. I mean, I think the easiest would probably be to just reset the configuration. Okay, let's see if we can extract the save export. Let's export it right now and just look at it how it looks. Documents. R0 with the startup configuration. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna make it this rip. And then we're just going to import it, export. This is a small life hack, guys. So we're just going to import it. There we go. And this way we don't have to do some hacky things. And this is for R1. So let's look at R1. And we see some weird behavior right here. I'm gonna just remove these. Just gonna set them up to 1. I think that makes the most sense. And then we set the gigabit 00 also to 1 right here. Let's see if we did the configuration right in this one. Load. Startup config. Oh, I did a running config. Okay. We can do reload. Okay. So we reloaded the configuration. Click on this side. Yeah, I have to do the same on this side probably. But we didn't export the running configurations. We're gonna load it. Documents R0. Then we're gonna do save. And then we're gonna reload it. Reload. Confirm. Speed it up. Okay. Enable. Show. Show. Show running config. IPV. Oh, it still has the RIP3 enabled right there. We might have to change it again because it still has the numbers in there. We're definitely gonna do that right now. check the configuration. Export to, and then we're going to take a look at this one. And one. Let's say, yeah, it's one. Yeah, we're gonna just remove these ones. You're enabled, IP6 enabled. Gonna be one. Yes, save. Now we're gonna import it as the chart configuration into documents, and then we do save to DRAM. Oh wait, if we already, we didn't just have to reload, of course. Okay. Reload. Confirm. Speed it up. And let's see if it's actually doing what I want right now. Okay. Let's see what we can do. There we go. Now it works. Because we altered the configuration and made sure they're the same names, make sure they're the same names, this goes automatically right now. So we should be able to ping this side as well. Let's see if that works. Double quotes, guys. No, that side is not. Oh wait, you have to give it 2 words. My bad. Maybe 2. Obviously, we probably didn't do the R1 configuration entirely correct. Rep enable. Let's just remove these. And just make it 1. Rep 1 enable. Rep 1 enable. Okay. Gonna save it. And just try again. It's definitely networking is just trying, guys. Yeah, we're gonna load the starter config for R1 loaded. And then we're going to reload it. Or that's my bad, that didn't go as planned. Reload. Reload. Let's see if we can ping this computer right now. Let's check if everything right here is correct. It seems so, which is great. Let's see if we can ping that host now. And we can, which means this whole connection from there to there is working. And we also have to do this this last router. Yeah, now we're going to do R2, and since we already know what we have to enter, config T, then we will do the rep routing. So we're going to enter those special commands again, which are interface f0, oh no, interface f0, that's interface gigabit 00, IPv6 rep 1 enable. Okay, that's it. We're going back and we do the other two. So 00 and we do 010. There we go. Make sure it's actually recognized. You have to do serial, guys. I'm not entirely awake yet, apparently. Active. And we do the same for the last one. And then we should have a working network, which means we can ping to all the sites in this network. We didn't have to do any RIP IP that's configured. Everything is automatically, which is great. For networking engineers, this is a godsend. Okay. Let's ping that IP address, guys. And it says host destination unreachable, which probably means this one is not set correctly. Which it isn't set, which makes a lot of sense why it's not working. Go to 00 real quick. We're gonna set that IP address real quick. Yeah, for some reason I didn't pick the IP address, guys. Just make sure to verify your IP addresses. From there you should be fine. 1/64. You do a 2. And then we should be able to ping. Because that means the triangle is complete. If it was working. Did I make sure all the interfaces are set up correctly? Which I believe it is. T1 2-2. Let's see it come. Thank you for the follow, BBC TV. I appreciate every follow I can get. I'm not a very big streamer, as you can see. I just do my best. But it's simple. So let's see if we can ping this interface, guys. Which we can ping that interface. So we should be able to ping the other one. But we can't. Why can't we ping that interface? Let's see. Let's see. 00. Zero, 1. It is correct. Then we have this interface, which is 1. 3. And now we have 2, 1, 1. And we enabled 2, 1. Let's see if the connection right there is working. So we open the command prompt. Oh, thank you, WBZ. Yeah, I'm definitely in the IPv6 GitHub. We're currently finishing our networking course. So tomorrow and Wednesday, and Wednesday is the last day of the course I am presenting. So it will be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And from there, we're basically going to end this. If you want access to the rest of the material, I highly recommend joining my Discord. I have all the resources for you right available, and they are free resources for networking. So I definitely check it out. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it a lot. So let's see if we can ping this interface. We're not gonna. Okay. That works. That works. So it should be able to ping. But it can't. And why is that? It's definitely a configuration issue with this router, guys. Let's look at the configuration. Look at the configuration here. Zero, 1, 1. That's correct. So I think I know what went wrong. Yeah, we didn't enable the routing on that machine. So we definitely have to try that. Exit IPv6 unicast routing. Here we go. Let's see if it works now. Ah, there we go. Now, because we didn't enable that, it wasn't able to route on IPv6. But since we have been able to make this work, I'm gonna save this as our solution. There we go. And tomorrow we will cover the OSPF, OSPF and RIP combined. So it's gonna be an extra challenge. So the day after that, it's gonna be. Let me see if it's going to be. Put my Discord right here. Let me check at the homework section. We do have a schedule. Right. There you go. Yeah, so we're gonna cover ARSP, access control list, frame relay, NAT and PAT for network address installation or port address installation. And then we will do lesson 6. I think we're gonna combine all of these in one lesson for tomorrow. And lesson 7 will be a surprise challenge, where we're going to put all of our things we have learned during the sessions together. And there will be a final practical exam. So you can prove you have understood the lessons and you're able to reproduce what we have taught you basically. Well, this was the lesson for today. If you want to be with next lesson, it will be tomorrow. And from there, we will basically go on and just finish the rest of the course. Thank you all for watching and see you next time.